Hello. Today is Tuesday, April 12th. I had to look. I knew it was Tuesday. And I am 17 days plus 1. And we had our appointment today, like our monthly, just regular appointment today. I was going to vlog it. My husband took me. I was going to vlog it, but I'm still, I'm so new to it. And I brought it up, and my husband was like, if that's what you want to do, I guess. So I didn't actually vlog it. I did take a couple little videos. I'll try to put that in here. But I was just going to talk about it. And actually, for a moment, I was relieved that I didn't vlog it. And then I was back to, well, that vlog would have been fine. But so the appointment was at 9:45. We didn't have to wait very long. It was really nice. They called me back. My husband sat in the room, and they take me to the bathroom, and the scale is in the bathroom, which is weird, because me and the nurse cramp into the bathroom. She takes my weight, then she leaves, and I leave a urine sample. And then I head back to the room. The nurse does all the usual things, asks about my medications, asks if I have any questions. She takes my blood pressure, blah, 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 the normal stuff. And she's like, okay, the doctor will be in just a minute. Okay. Last time I had an appointment, I had to wait a long time. The whole ordeal took a long time, but none of this did, which was really, really nice. And so he came in, and he was just like, how are things going? You feeling good? You know, and he goes, honestly, this is like kind of a no-nonsense appointment. It's very straightforward. It's a very straightforward appointment. And, you know, he may have been wondering why my husband was there, but my husband is in town. You know what I mean? So, like, he's going to go to the doctor's appointments that he's in town for. He's going to go to all of them. He made all of them with my daughter except for 2, which was really wonderful. And that was actually in our town, and this doctor is 45 minutes away. So even more so, like, reason to have, like, support and go with someone. So he had me lay down, and he got the, like, heartbeat Doppler thing out, and I'm like, okay, great, you know. And he puts it on my belly, and he was low. So let me see if I can show you. So my baby was down here, and then I knew whenever it gravitated up, and now, like, I can feel my uterus up here, and it's up here. So he started down here with the Doppler, and he was kind of like moving around on my belly and everything, and I was like, okay. A little backstory is I am only 17 plus 1. Pretty early on, I could feel fluttering pretty frequently. And then, honestly, it was like after my dental stuff, I hardly ever feel the baby. But I won't say I never do, but then sometimes I second guess myself and think, was that the baby? Is that in my head? You know what I mean? Something like that. So, I've been trying to, like, really remind myself that you're not supposed to feel the baby this early. And then I keep trying to think, you know, with my daughter, could I feel her this early? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, as I'm back to today, as I'm laying on this table and he's doing his thing, and we're not finding the heartbeat, and I'm like, okay. And then there would be like kind of a heartbeat, and he's like, that's yours. I'm like, okay. And I mean, he ventured around my belly for a while, eventually feeling up on my belly, feeling that my uterus was like further up. He takes a Doppler up there, or I guess you call that a Doppler. It's just the heartbeat one, though. And I was trying not to get nervous, but I was nervous. So then my heartbeat kept getting louder. And then he was like, I can't hear your baby over you. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I said, but and it is true. I will lay in bed at night and I can hear my own pulse. And I do remember doing that with my daughter. And so he was like, it's not a problem. He said, I heard baby move a couple of times. Like, he seemed very confident, but in my head I was like, are you messing with me? You know, I was like, so he left the room and he went and got the little machine that he had used at my last appointment. And he told my husband, he's like, you know, get up and come over here. You can see this, you know, whatever. And he put it on my belly and he found the baby and he was like, okay, here it is. You know, he goes, and I'm leaving out the gender because we know the gender. And the doctor even asked today, they're like, so when you had your chromosome testing, they called you with the results. Did they ask you if you want to be told about the gender? And if so, did you find out? And we're like, yes. So I will reveal that on here. I just don't exactly know how I'm going to do it yet. But we have known since about 12 or 13 weeks. But anyway, so he was like, there's the baby. And he's like, you know, there's a lot of movement and everything. And so he would move it around and to where he said with that machine, it's more for like smaller babies, which again, I'm only 17 weeks. So it's not like this baby is huge. But he was like, yeah, this is really more for smaller babies. So it's going to get where, like, I can't use this machine anymore, basically. He goes, but he's like, we can kind of see. And he would move it to where you could see arms and hands moving and then feet moving. The head, you know, there was tons of movement. And then he put it over, like, the torso area. And you could actually see the heart beating. And he's like, see, it's right here. Everything's fine. Everything's normal and healthy. It's just, he's like, I could not get a heartbeat over your heartbeat. And I was like, okay. Okay. And anyway, like that was really it of the appointment. We talked about my teeth stuff. So he did send me with a referral letter of everything that can be done or whatever during pregnancy. So now I'm left to figure out when I'm going to schedule that appointment with an oral surgeon and figure that out. And otherwise, there was nothing to the appointment. Honestly, there wasn't. And so I went up and scheduled my next appointment. So my next appointment, I'm hoping to get a lot more video footage of it. But my next appointment is actually the anatomy scan. And luckily for me, so that's 3 weeks from now. And right now I'm on 4-week appointments, you know, monthly appointments. But since it is as far away as it is, and the regular doctor's appointments really aren't that, there's not a lot of gravity with them, in my opinion. And even with my doctor, it's just like, well, we're checking up with you, you know. And so whenever I went to schedule my next appointment, I was like, well, I said, I know, because she said he wants to see you in 4 weeks. I said, I know he wants to see me in 4 weeks, but I said, I will say, I don't necessarily, I said, I just kind of like wanted to see if there was any way that we could do like in 3 weeks, because I said, I have my anatomy scan scheduled for May 4th, and I would really kind of like to be able to get it all done in one day. Because if I could get it all done in one day, I said, we're like 45 minutes away from here. She was like, oh yeah. She goes, yeah, he wants to see you every 4 weeks, but she's like, honestly, if that works better for you. I said, it does. It works much better for me, honestly. So I got everything on one day. Today, after the appointment, we went downstairs in the same building, and I went and got my blood drawn for testing for spina bifida. My grandma had a baby that was born with spina bifida, and she did not make it. So, you know, just with family history, this doctor is taking everything super seriously, which is actually kind of nice. And so he put us in for that testing. So I went down and had the blood draw today. And so that was done. And so then my next appointment, what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll have my ultrasound, and then directly after my, well, like anatomy scan, ultrasound, whatever. And then directly after that, I will go upstairs and have the regular doctor's appointment with my doctor. And I want to say I don't remember if it's June or July. Let's see. So starting in June, towards the last part of June, I will go to every 2-week appointments. So essentially what could happen is I'll have my doctor's appointment in May, and then I'll schedule my next doctor's appointment for June. And then I may go, and then I guess that's what I'll have to do, is I'll go whenever in the first part of June, and then I'll go towards the end of June, and that'll start marking my 2-week appointments. So it is like rapidly approaching. It doesn't feel like, it doesn't seem like it when somebody says they're like 17 weeks pregnant or, you know, whatever, but it's going quickly. And that's why I told my husband, you know, certain aspects about my pregnancy with my daughter drug on. You know, like the first trimester was like never ending. This first trimester was miserable, but it didn't last long. And I knew this pregnancy would go quick. That's why I've been working so hard at getting everything ready for baby number 2. Because I'm like, I'm going to blink and this is going to be over and that baby is going to be here. And that is kind of what it feels, how it feels like it's going. So I have written in my handy dandy little planner here, I have like a kind of a scheduled structure of like how and when I want to get things done, so that basically I want to be fully ready, with the exception of like sterilizing like bottles and pacifiers. I want to be fully ready for this baby by the end of the 2nd trimester, which is in July? Oh, it's in June. It's whenever I start the bi-weekly appointments. That's my 3rd trimester. So I want to have like everything pretty much done by then, and then I'll just continue to like deep clean the house and whatever as long as I can. I'll just be getting other projects done. But I'm like, this is going to go so quickly. And it truly, truly is. Because life goes on in between all those times. We have Easter this weekend, and you know, it's just busy. There's just lots of things. So that's my update for my 17-week update, I guess, an appointment and how that went, and a little scary, but it all turned out to be just fine. And it was kind of lovely because we got to see the little baby, even though like you couldn't see the whole baby. We saw the baby in sections. And so that's always nice and comforting. I feel like especially before you can really feel a lot of movement, it's very comforting to see the movement, see the heartbeat, or hear the heartbeat, which we did not hear it today, but it was measured, and you know, we could see it on the actual baby, and then it was measured on the machine. So anyway, that is the update. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully I'll get better at vlogging, because that's what I want this channel to be, is vlogging. I'm just a little nervous and shy, and then my husband thinks I'm a little crazy, but that's okay. Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.